Guys, I know that you know, unless you've been living under a rock, that Joe Biden will not seek re-election and that Kamala Harris will be facing off against Donald John Trump in the election at the end of this year. Now, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Kamala Harris is not one of my favorite politicians. In fact, under different circumstances, I would consider voting for her unthinkable. But the reality is that Donald Trump is running again, and he cannot be allowed to retake the White House ever. And he must be stopped at any cost. That whole vote blue, no matter who thing, I hate to say it, but that's the way to go. And I don't have much hopes for Kamala Harris. I mean, there's some things I agree with her on, like the federal legalization of marijuana, but, her views on gun control, no. I'm a Second Amendment absolutist, and we do not need more gun control. It's just that simple. That being said, Kamala Harris has some background. She was a district attorney in California. She was the Attorney General of California, and she was a state senator of California. Now, what does Donald Trump have experience with? Being a con man, being a fraud, and a whole bunch of other things. None of them good. See, people go on and on about how stupid Donald John Trump is, and that's not an inaccurate assessment. He's very ignorant of politics. He's very ignorant of history. He is very ignorant of world affairs. He is very ignorant of pretty much everything, but he is a brilliant con man and a brilliant fraud. And he is very dangerous because he just wants power. He doesn't really even have political views. He wants power, and he will coddle to whoever he needs to get more. And he will support any policy that makes him more powerful. Because Donald Trump doesn't care about anything or anyone but himself. And I don't mean that as a slur. I mean that as a statement of fact. He has narcissistic personality disorder, and he's just not capable of caring about anyone but himself. Trying to get him to care about anything or anyone other than himself is like trying to get a fish to breathe air. It's not going to happen. And that being said, Kamala Harris does have qualifications. And it's like Joe Biden being president, I'll admit, okay, putting a guy that age in the Oval Office, I have a lot of misgivings about it, to be honest. But he was a better choice than Trump. That being said, now Trump is the old-ass man running against Kamala Harris. Because Donald Trump is nearing 80, and Kamala Harris is just barely pushing 60. Now, the fact of the matter is that, honestly, I voted for Nikki Haley in the primaries. I think she would have made a great president. I think Hillary Clinton would make a good president. And I know I just named two females, but there are a lot of males who I think would make great presidents, such as Jocko Willink, Jim Mattis, and a few others. If the Libertarian Party had a chance of winning, I'd probably vote for them. But that's not realistic. That's not going to happen. And would I vote for RFK? He might make a good president, but he's not going to win. And Donald Trump must be stopped at all costs. This is not a game. Kamala Harris is much younger than Trump. She's much more alert. She's better informed. She's better educated. And I know that when I'm saying these things about her, when I'm comparing her to Trump, I know I'm not saying much, okay? I know that. But I don't like Kamala Harris one bit, okay? And again, voting for her would have been unthinkable were any other scenario, where she running against anybody, just about anybody else. Well, just about anybody else. But at this point, I'll take anybody over Donald Trump. If Kamala Harris dropped out and they ran a frickin' donkey against her, or a donkey against Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump is a him, not her, sorry. If Kamala Harris drops out too and they put a frickin' donkey in there, a real life donkey, maybe name it Pinocchio or something, if they put a frickin' donkey in the Oval Office, or whatever, I would still vote for that donkey over Donald Trump. And if Joe Biden does decide to get back in the race and run again, and he is drooling all over the place and shitting in his pants and can't remember his own name, I'd still vote for him over Donald Trump, because pretty much anything is better than Donald Trump, you know? And Kamala Harris is the best chance of beating Donald Trump. And we need to rally behind her. See, the thing is you can't really get picky about the lifeboat that you get into. Otherwise, you're going to drown when the ship sinks. So, it is my hope that you will join me in voting for Kamala Harris. We don't have to agree with her on everything. We won't agree with her on everything. And when we don't, we will say so, and I know I will say so. But right now, we need to focus on beating the Orange Menace. It is the red, white, and blue, or it is orange. It's not about white or black, red or blue. It's not about north or south, east or west. It's not about rural or urban. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's not any of that. It's America or it's Trump. Just as like the Lincoln Project says. Now we must do all we can to make sure that Donald Trump never, ever, ever becomes president again. We do not let him get into the Oval Office, because he will do irrevocable damage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and be good, y'all. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.